I'm alive. That's a good thing because I don't have life insurance. I'm glad I'm alive. Um, I don't know. I'm going to keep talking about this because it's what I'm struggling with the most in my own life. It makes me very nervous to talk about it. It's almost like I'm saying, you know, I don't know why, as human beings, we struggle with uh, death. It's inevitable. Everybody will die, and if you don't have a plan for it, um, it could be ugly. Uh, and I've been playing catch up all my life. When people died, we usually scrambled to figure out how we were going to stick them in the freaking ground. Uh, where's the money coming from? You know, how do you pay for the funerals? All that stuff. But I don't want it to be like that for me. My Aunt Pat was probably the first person. No, my grandfather was the first person that had something when he passed away. Um, and that got ugly because of a second wife, and I guess things weren't updated or whatever. For me, I, I need to focus on this. And I need to start putting things in place in case, God forbid, something happens. Um, I don't have a will. I have planned nothing of my estate. My business is further ahead in estate planning than I am, and it really doesn't have a plan. There is a board of directors so that it can continue. If I was to drop dead right now live on YouTube, um, my business would be in better shape than my wife, which is a horrible, horrible thought. And it scares the hell out of me. Um, so I really don't know, guys. The first thing is I have to understand that I have things of value now that I need to start planning what happens if something happens to me. Um, I need to know that my wife is able to survive after me. She has an income, she has her own income. Uh, so, one of the first things is how will she be able to live? Where will she live? She can't drive the RV. Um, I don't know that she would want to live in the RV after I was gone. I need to talk to her about that. But because of the debt on the RV and the debt I currently have at Amazon, uh, I need life insurance to make sure that that debt doesn't transfer to my wife. So I have applied for life insurance. Um, I am getting a policy with life insurance. It wasn't as hard as I thought. Uh, Again, the biggest fear I had with life insurance was what kind of life insurance you get. You call somebody and they want to sell you what they're going to make the most money at, maybe not what you need. So the first thing I had to do was educate myself about life insurance. And I will admit, Dave Ramsey helped me narrow down what I needed and why I needed it. And I don't agree with how Dave Ramsey handles all his baby steps. I do agree with his principles of securing your financial future. I do think the man is very smart about money matters. I don't fully agree with a zero debt, no credit card system. Um, I just don't agree with that, and I'm entitled to that. But he said I basically need term life insurance. Um, Term life insurance means that I'm insured if something happens to me. I'm insured for a set amount of money, X number of dollars, for a period of time. In my case, I am looking at $500,000 of life insurance for a 10-year period, because with AIG, and that's the company I have chosen to go with, AIG, for a 10-year policy, my rate, my monthly payment is $127 for that coverage. Now, why is it so short of term? I mean, I'm only going to be 63 when that policy expires. I believe I will be self-insured. Okay, I believe I can be self-insured in 3 to 5 years. I will be in a financial position that I no longer have to depend on anybody for money. That my money will be set up to last me, my wife, and I's lifetime. So now, in that 3 to 5 years, if I see that that is not going to happen, I will probably find another term life insurance policy to meet my needs at the time. But right now, all I need, I feel that $500,000 in life insurance for a 10-year term is more than adequate for what I need. I need to make sure that all debt is taken care of, um, regardless of where we are financially over the next 10 years. Now, over that 10 years, if all the debt is paid off, then it doesn't really matter. I will pretty much be able to self insure at that point in time. Uh, the one thing I have decided with this estate planning, retirement fund, all this stuff, is that I'm going to actively work at it. It may not all be uh, what everybody thinks I should do or have, or what, but it's going to be what I feel is best for me and my wife. Our children, um, whether they like it or not, are basically on their own. They are old enough and have chosen their paths in life that I am not here to develop their lifestyle when I'm gone. So, this life insurance policy is something I need. I mean, I had somebody message me after my show a little while ago, going, "Man, we're in the same boat. We're the same age. We're the same. We have no future plan. We didn't save. We didn't." And how do you go about planning all this? There's no book that you can really read that says this is the steps you should be taking at 53 when you screwed up your entire life and didn't save any money. Um, there's there's big words out there. People throw around a lot of big words. Life insurance. Life insurance covers a lot of different things. There's term life, whole life, this life, that life, buy it life, and cash it out life, and it's a whole industry that you almost have to learn for yourself before you can even make an educated purchase of a policy. I've known for a while I've needed to make apply for a life insurance policy. You don't just buy it. You can't just get it. You have to go through. For me, I'm fat. I have to go through a medical exam. Okay. They're probably going to ask me how much coffee I drink. I'm not going to lie about anything because I want this insurance. And I want it to be a legitimate policy that nobody can challenge. So I'm not going to lie. He said, "Have you ever used tobacco?" Yeah, I smoked. I haven't smoked in 12 years, but yeah, I used to smoke. So I honestly told him that. So I got a real number. I'm not looking to do this on the cheap. So that's why I did that. You're going to see a lot of me talking about this over 50, no retirement savings, no retirement plan, no estate plan. I have nothing. If I died right now, I would leave one hell of a hot mess for my loved ones. Now, how does that show them I care for them? It doesn't. I need to change that. And there's some things that I'm taking on to make sure that I have that. The first thing is life insurance, 500,000 for 10 years, because I believe within 10 years I'll have enough to be self-insured. Um, excuse me for 1 minute. Sorry, it's my accountant. Sorry about that. I need to talk to my accountant because I need to know. I don't even know who's paying for this life insurance. Does the company provide life insurance for me, or do I have to pay for it myself? Um, I can have the company make the payment, but it is not deductible on my taxes. So it really doesn't matter if I pay for it or the company pays for it. Um, in reality, if I have the company pay for it, I know it gets paid every month. Uh, there won't be an issue of me missing a payment over something stupid like I forget. Um, so that's my first step in all this, guys. That's what I've decided to make my first step is life insurance, and I've taken that step. Now I do not have life insurance as of this minute. What they told me was is I need a physical. And I said, well, that's the problem. I called you and you're a Florida agent. I happen to be in Laughlin, Nevada right now for the next 21 days. We are staying in our motorhome for approximately the next 6 months, enjoying traveling in our retirement. Um, I still work, but I, I'm more retired than I work. Uh, so I'm part-time retired, I'm part-time employed. I don't know what the hell you want to call me. I don't know what to call myself when it comes to that. So he said, that's fine. We'll send a nurse right to your RV to do this. And I was like, serious? I'm in. So it turned out to not be as bad as I thought it was going to be. I really thought being in the RV was going to cause an issue um, because I'm freaking thousands of miles from home, but it's not. So my first step in all of this is life insurance. Okay, guys? Which I have taken care of. I've at least started. It's not taken care of. I don't have a physical policy in my hands. When this lady comes out to see me, when this nurse comes out, it could be a male nurse, sorry. Uh, I, I'm used to nurses being women and blah. I'm not trying to be get into a political battle here. Um, when this nurse comes out to see me, as long as I provide them a routing number and a checking account number, I will have temporary life insurance until such time that we get to the point that I can accept their offer of life insurance. That being said, um, I'm looking forward to it. Uh, they're going to take my draw blood. They're going to take a urine sample. They're going to test all these things, and we're going to find out that if I'm insurable or not. So that's my first big thing in being prepared for the end of my life. I mean, guys, the last thing I want to do is leave my wife a hot mess if something happens to me tomorrow. The life insurance will let me know that the business debt is paid in full, that the debt on the RV is paid in full, and that there is money left if she wanted to go um, buy a condo somewhere. She could afford to live comfortable. Um, that's not the end of my retirement strategy. My retirement strategy has always been to build a business that continues to run and I draw an income from on a monthly basis. That was always my plan with this company. It always was. And now people are saying that's not really a good plan. People tell me that's not really a great plan. Um, I thought it was. Uh, uh, I felt it was a better plan than a lot of people had, but it's not. I should have been saving for a long period of time now for this. This isn't something I should just be thinking about at the age of 53. So I'm doing a lot of reading, guys. I'm doing a lot of watching on YouTube. I skipped going to the pool because I was in the middle of something. I was in the middle of watching a video about uh, what I need to do to get set up. You know, if I die tomorrow, I don't know that my wife knows where our checking account is. Um, Honestly, we've had the checking account for so long, I don't even know if she's a signer on it. I may have had to open that account and not had her as a signer. I'm not sure if she is a signer or not. These are all things that should be important. Now, what did I find? I didn't find it. It was actually shown to me in my men's group. Um, it's it's called an ice binder, and basically what it is your family prepared? Um, it's going to show me what documents I need to gather. What documents do I need copies of in this binder? What do I need to leave my wife so that she knows how to operate everything that I operate, except for the business? Um, I'm talking about on a personal level. When are the bills due? Where are all the credit card numbers? Where are the account numbers for the checking account? Now, as we start to get other things such as life insurance, where's our life insurance policy? You know, where's my life insurance policy stored? Where is the car insurance? Where's the RV paperwork? Where are all the important papers kept? You know, where is the hidden money? You know, there is cash hidden. You know, we all keep a little cash on hand um, for in case of. And I'm not talking about tens of thousands of dollars. I think we got $300 or $400 in the safe. I have a safe in the RV. Does she know how to open the safe? Does she know what the combination to the safe is? Does she know where to find the silver? Does she know where to? Does she know how to get access to all these different things? All of that is covered in this thing that I'm going to start. I'm just going to download it. It's $39. I'm going to download it. I'm going to start filling it out. Um, One of the other things I have decided to do is I'm going to start investing into a Roth IRA. Is my decision. I am going to do index funding, which I've talked about on a different show, and I'm sure I'll talk about it 10 more times in the next 30 days because this is important to me. As I'm starting to go through this, I've realized how many of my friends have never done anything like this. And if they have, they've never talked about it. I'm being approached by other resellers saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to carry physical inventory all my life. I'd like to write a book. I'd like to do this. I don't know that shopping Goodwills at 70 is what I want to do to make sure I'm able to eat, uh, eat on Friday. That kind of stuff scares me. So I'm going to start talking about it. I'm going to make other people talk about it. If you're not saving for your future, please start thinking about it. You know, this $500,000 life insurance policy, if I would have gotten it at age 20 for, 30-year term or whatever, what I needed back then, it would have been a lot cheaper. First of all, I was physically healthier. Because of my age, it would have been cheaper monthly. These are all things because I waited. I will pay a stupid tax. Dave likes to talk about a stupid tax. I'm going to pay a lot in stupid tax because I didn't do these things early enough in my life. Now, mind you, because of what I've built in my business, I am going to be able to play catch up, but not everybody can. So for me, I had to get off my ass and get started today. I had to do something today. A friend of mine said, promise me you'll get life insurance today. I said, I promise this week. But after we were done talking, I said, you know what? She's right. I need to do it today. You know, if I don't have the insurance, if something happens to me tomorrow and I don't have insurance, my wife will see that I at least went in the right direction, that I was trying to not leave her a hot mess. Do I think something's going to happen to me this week? No, but does anybody ever know? You know, if we knew when the end was, we'd live our lives totally different. So I'm going to start getting my documents in order. You know, the money guy was talking about the big three. I wrote it down. I don't know where it is. The big three. The big three. You need three things. Estate planning covers three things: a will, a will, a will, a will, a will. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I can't get this page. A will, a healthcare directive, and a financial power of attorney. I never considered a financial power of attorney. A financial power of attorney basically says if something happens to me, this person's in charge of my assets, my money. And it has to be drawn up. Now, a will or trust is a big stumbling block for me. I need a trust because of the business and because of the assets that we are starting to gain. But I'm not sure how to set up a trust, so I have to get with a lawyer. But again, I can't talk to a lawyer in Laughlin, Nevada, because we live in Florida, and we're not going back to Florida for months. So there are some issues of being in RV that come up, but I can still work on them. I did sit down with a lawyer in Florida, and we discussed this stuff, and he strongly recommended a trust for me. He said a will not protect me enough, especially when it comes to our children. I'm trying to protect my wife and our assets from our children. Our children are as bad with money as my wife and I have been. As we learn to be better with money, hopefully we can teach our children to be better with their money. Can I guarantee that? No. And for that reason, I need a trust. Um, the trust will help me protect my assets and allow me to make sure from the other side of the grave that my wife is able to live a comfortable life. Um, Her and I have talked about setting up a trust, and she understands why I want to set up a trust and why at my death, my children are all named. All my children and grandchildren are named by name, and they will get one silver dollar each. Uh, as I see that they are able to handle money better, I may have the trust disperse money on a over a period of time. But until such time, I'm going to protect what I have. The hardest part for me, guys, and I'm going to be honest with you, the hardest part for me was understanding that I actually had assets when I really thought I was stone cold broke. Um, there are things that I have that we own. Uh, I guess my most prized possession is the Rolex watch. You know, um, that's my most prized possession that I toss in a frickin' drawer. I don't know if you noticed that. It gets thrown into a drawer. Um, it is my most prized possession at this time. And because it's always been my wife's life insurance policy. Since the day I bought it, I said to her, if I drop dead right now, you take that watch off my arm, you go and cash it in, and you come back and take care of me after the fact. I promise you, if I'm dead, I will not move from where you left me while you're cashing in that watch. The watch has enough value that you'll be able to survive for 2 to 3 months while all what little we have left is freaking fought and argued over. So, in my mind, I had been setting things up all along when I spent all the money I did on this watch. Um, it's not enough. It's far from enough. Uh, and honestly, it was the dumbest plan I could have made. Um, that watch will not appreciate as much as if I would have taken the money that I spent on it and invested it in just an index fund when I bought it. It would be worth so much more now. I am not a smart person when it comes to money. Somebody earlier said, well, it sounds like you mismanage money. Yeah, I do. I had no clue how to manage money. But now that I have a clue, I'm here to tell you that you need to look in the mirror and go, yeah, okay, my spending habits are pretty shabby. My retirement planning, estate planning, savings, however you want to look at it, is nowhere near where it should be at my age. And I need to do something about it. So, like everything else in my life, I've been very open about it. I'm hoping someday my grandchildren, I know my children could care less at this point in time, even my children will go back and look and say, yeah, okay, he did do a lot of bad things. He made a lot of mistakes. But the one thing was that he tried to correct them when he realized how bad off the mistakes were. So, guys, I have started getting life insurance. That's my first step to securing my wife's future. Okay. Some of the things you need to consider when you look at life insurance is I strongly suggest term life insurance. If you don't understand the difference between term life insurance and whole life, please read up and type it in YouTube or Google, difference between term and whole life. It'll come right up for you. Know what you're looking at. I suggest term life because I buy insurance not to have a cash value. It's not an investment for me. I buy it as an insurance policy. The second thing you need to know is, what is the insurance policy supposed to do? For me, it's not to fund my wife's lifestyle. I believe our retirement planning will do that. What it does for me is it provides peace of mind that all debt will be paid in full upon my death. So for us, we don't have, we have debt. We have the RV and we have the house. Um, we have the RV and we have the RV and we have the Amazon loan and the motorcycle. They're the three debts that we carry right now. And when they're paid, we're not planning on taking on more debt. So a $500,000 policy will more than take care of all that debt. So 10-year term is more than I need. But it's the shortest term that AIG offers. There are people out there who offer a 5-year term. I feel more comfortable with a 10-year term life insurance policy. Although I feel that I'll be ready in 3 to 5 years to self-insure, I want to make sure that I am. So the extra 5 years doesn't bother me. I can cancel at any time that I choose to. So if in 5 years I am fully self-insured, I can cancel the life insurance policy. Or I can leave the life insurance policy and leave it to somebody, leave it to a charity over the next 5 years. I could do that in case something happened. I don't know. It's not a decision I need to make now. I can make that decision later. But guys, if you don't start getting your financial future in order, there will be no retirement. If you have already started, man, I would love to hear how you got started, where you got all your information. When somebody recommends something to me, I write it down. I apologize that I don't remember. Recommended that I look up the Lazy 3, the Boggleheads Lazy 3 Fund Portfolio. I wrote it down, I looked it up, and I said, yeah, this is right up my alley, and I'm signing up. I get paid on Fridays, just like anybody else that works. I get a paycheck. Just because I own the company doesn't mean I get all the profit. I am paid from the corporation, and the corporation keeps the profit. I will probably open my accounts for my Roth IRA on Friday and buy one stock of each of the EFTs that I'm looking to buy. Guys, I see several people in here. I'm glad that you got to be here with me. Understand this is not a topic that's easy for me to talk about. If you think it's easy to talk about needing life insurance, then I hope you've already had that conversation with your children, your spouse, or your loved ones, because it's a tough conversation to have. Um, I will be talking about more of the things that I'm doing to make sure that my future is secure. Not that I want you to take my advice. I guess what I'm here for is to warn you that if you wait, it's just going to make it worse. So get started, educate yourself now, and at least try to change your future. Guys, remember, God loves you. God bless. And I'm glad I got off my ass and made the hardest phone call I probably made to buy life insurance, which means I'm buying something because I think there is a possibility I may die. That sucks to really stop and go, okay, I'm buying life insurance because it's a possibility that I'm going to die over the next 10 years. That hurt. But guys, I'm glad I did it. So I'll talk to you soon. God bless.